what people will do is, when they're on stage, there's this thing where you have to ask people and keep them engaged. Like, are you getting this? Are you getting this by now? Are you getting this by now? Right? You guys will notice this when you start going to some of these events or virtual events. Is the ones that are really good do this really well. They keep saying that word, right? By now, you should probably get it. By now, you should be seeing what I'm talking about. By now, do you guys see what I'm saying? Right? The psychology around that is by now. Right? I keep saying by now. Right? And I'm getting people to say yes. By now? Do you get it? That, believe it or not, gets people to buy. It's the mindset. One cool thing that they do in it is, and I'll tell you this quick story, is all around one of the behaviors, the buying behaviors, which is conformity. And this is pretty cool what they do. So, listen. They started off with 3 people in a room. They have a line of chairs, 3 people in a room, and they're all there for an interview, strangers. And the first 3 people that are there, they give them instructions that say, when we ring a bell, you stand up. When we ring the bell a second time, you sit down, and just continue to do that. Okay? So the first 3 people are there, ring a bell, they're standing up, ring a bell, and they're all filling out the application at the same time. Okay? They're doing that a few times. Then they bring a 4th person in, but don't tell them anything. Okay? They ring the bell, 3 people stand up, and the guy standing there is like, what's going on? Right? Like, so he kind of like, he's filling his app, he's not really doing. They ring a bell, they sit down again. Okay? And they wait. They ring a bell a second time, the 3 people stand up again. The 4th guy follows, stands up. No one told him to do it. He just did it. Okay? They ring a bell, all 4 sit down. They ring a bell, all 4 stand up. They bring in a 5th person. Ring a bell, 4 people stand up. The person's so deep into the application, they're not even paying attention to their surroundings. So they ring the bell, someone sits down. They ring a bell, someone stands up. This person's not moving. They come in, they remove that person from this experiment. And they continue on with now bringing somebody else in. And at the end of it, they have about 15 people in there where they ring a bell, all 15 people stand up. They ring a bell, all 15 people sit down. No one was told to stand up or sit down except the first 3 people. Okay? And here's the kicker. Here's the best part where you can tie this into your marketing. And if you can figure out how to do this, this is how you get people to buy. Okay? Is they took those 3 people that they gave the instructions to stand up when the bell rang, sit down when the bell rang. They removed them from the room. So now the only people left in this room are all strangers that were not told to stand up or sit down. And they would hit the bell, everybody would stand up. Hit the bell, everybody would sit down. Hit the bell, everybody would stand up. People just followed and they have no idea why they were doing it. No, they were never told why to do it. And the people that started it were the ones that you got going, right? So that's really important. Conformity, okay? The ability for someone to conform, to follow, right? Buying behaviors, very similar. You follow, you put together marketing strategies in that way. You can get people to buy. That if you've gone to some of these live events, you ever notice when they put the ability for you to buy in the front or the back of the room, right? Conformity. There's tons of conformity going on there, right? They're calling people into the back of the room and you start seeing people stand up and go in the back. Stand up and go in the back. Stand up and go in the back. And like people that are sitting there who are not getting up and they're just like, they feel like they're missing out, right? There's tons of FOMO. And a lot of people just follow suit and it starts to become like a snowball effect, right? And that's how more and more people start signing up. right? You go to ClickFunnels and he has his 2 Comma Club award, right? There's a reason why he has a 2 Comma Club award. Not that you guys don't deserve it or why it's awesome to have, but there's a status to it, right? And when they call you up on stage at Funnel Hacking Live and everybody else sees it, then the people in the crowd are like, they want that. Oh man, I want that. And when they see the people that are going up, they could be sitting next to somebody who they don't know, and he's not some big time executive. It's a regular dude. And he's getting called up to do a 2 Comma Club award where 2 Comma X, 10 million. And you're like, wait, that guy's making $10 million? Right? Because there's a status, there's a symbol to why you're getting that. And it makes the people in the room just diehards. They just want to do it. They're seeing social proof. They're witnessing it themselves. It's starting to become believable that they might be able to do it themselves when maybe they couldn't earlier. That's the whole point, right? So there's a lot of different marketing strategies and a lot of the psychology around how you're going to be communicating with people to get them to buy, right? In your email sequences, right? Impulse, right? Impulse, buy right off the bat. Then someone who is a thinker and asks tons of questions, right? You're going to send them your FAQs. Someone that may be a question asker, they like it, question asker, but they still need to see proof, right? So you got to go and send them social proof. And then there's a deadline. You have to have a deadline. That creates urgency, the ability to have something end at some point in time. You want to create some action. You want to make people take action. Some people, for whatever reason, just wait. They wait to the last minute. And you want to try to create some scarcity, right? So just give me some ideas, some thoughts on how this all works, right?